Yeah. Kaylani.
Progressive.
Came up from nothing,
Yeah.
had to start hustling. Had to be something, you just had to be stunting.
Had to be
Mad at his mama cause she couldn't buy Jordans.
What?
His mama was poor, yeah, she could never afford it.
Never afford
Down
it.
to do anything, yeah, down for what.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Casey Marie and we're back with another episode of Let's Talk About It. So before I get into it, please do the little like button down there. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to your girl. And after, if you want to share it, promote, do your thing, I would gladly appreciate that. So the episode that we are doing today is called Girls Talk or Girls Chat Q&A. So basically, I just made a whole bunch of I asked my Instagram friends and my Facebook friends and my Snapchat friends just to give me some questions, and I'm going to answer them literally on here. Like, I have everything is about to be so off the cuff. So I'm kind of excited to start it off. So without further ado, let's get started. The first question that I have up here is, what are the best hygiene products to use? And when I first read this, I was like, hygiene all over? Or you mean hygiene down there? Because it was a girl that sent this to me. And I guess I will just do both, I guess. So the best type of soaps that I love to use is black soap, black African soap. I live in a hood, so I can get that literally in my local hood, in my local African store. You can honestly get that in your local beauty supply store, to be honest. Or you can order it off of Amazon. Black soap is the gods. It is God's scent. It is amazing. What else I use? I use Dove. I have pretty sensitive skin, so I try to use things that are not too harsh on the skin, have a whole bunch of chemicals and stuff. I like Dove and I like Olay. So I guess those would be my top three, because all the other stuff like Bath and Body Works and Victoria's Secrets, they are too much. I feel like it's so scenty that I just know it has so much chemicals in it. So I kind of use things that are more natural based, which is African soap, Dove soap, which really caters to my sensitive skin, and Olay soap, which also caters to sensitive skin. So that's my answer for that. If you want things for down there, just soap and water. To be honest, soap and water is the best remedy. I have tried other products too. The what is the thing called? The Summer Eve and the Vagisil and all that stuff. And those aren't really good for your pH balance. So use with caution, or I wouldn't use it often, just once in a blue moon, it's fine. What I use organic things to go down there. If I'm going to use other things other than just regular soap and water, I will use something organic that doesn't have any scent. It will be scentless. That is what I recommend. Oh, and pro tip. Ladies, when you take a bath, try putting a capful of apple cider vinegar, or you could dice up some actual garlic and throw it in your bath, and that really releases and really gets your things fresh down there. Real natural home remedies. Your girl got you. Next question: nair or shaving? I see a lot of girls sent me things. A few guys sent me things too, but nair or shaving, and I'm gonna say neither. Honestly, neither of them are really good, to be honest. I would recommend waxing. Does it hurt? Absolutely. It hurts. But let me tell you, ladies, I feel y'all know. You get that wax, your cootie cat is looking like a baby's bottom, okay? Nice and smooth. Get the sugar wax. I have tried a chocolate wax before. It's kind of weird, but those are the things that I recommend. But I guess if you're not for the pain and and you're not for the waxing and the spending all the money, if I have to choose between nair and shaving, nair is so funny because nair don't ever do the job right for me. Sometimes like you have to leave it on mad long, and then it's not good to leave it on for too long because it's chemicals at the end of the day. Think of it like leaving on a perm for too long, you know what I mean? But then at the same token, if you leave it on for too short, it's not going to do anything. It's going to look like it was the same way it was before you put the nair on. So like nair is a tricky subject. But if you do shaving also leads to ingrown hairs, which leads to razor bumps and things like that. So if you're going to do the shaving, I would suggest that you moisturize down there before and after, so you can kind of prevent the razor bumps and things to happen. Next one, how to be confident within yourself / how to deal with your insecurities. Okay, ladies and gents, this is something that I feel like everybody is going to struggle with throughout their whole life. You know, life just happens, you know, and sometimes things in your life you don't feel as confident as you do. And then social media plays a big deal into things because you're seeing everybody, you know, getting these brand new cars, getting these brand new houses, getting these brand new jobs, and getting these brand new bodies, and all these things. They look like they're striving and they're thriving on social media, and it kind of boosts, you know, not boosts, it kind of like lowers the confidence level, you know, and then the insecurities start to show. Insecurities is a human thing, so what I would say for insecurities is to own it. Own your insecurities and try to embrace that. Like, for instance, my insecurities are my arms. I hate my arms. I don't like how my arms look. However, look at me out here with a freaking tank top shirt on, showing my arms. That's the only way, honestly, to be able to get over your insecurities is to literally face them head on and embrace them. And then that's where it leads to confidence, because guess what? There's going to be so many other ladies, so many other guys that have the same insecurities and aren't confident with the same things. But guess what? It has to be that one person that has to show, like, listen, I'm a bad bitch, or listen, I'm that nigga. And you can be able to influence the next person. So yeah, all in all, just really embrace it and watch yourself make a difference. And then honestly, if the embracing doesn't work, literally train yourself to change what you don't like about yourself. Literally, it's just all a mental thing. It's a mental process. It's a day-by-day process as well. But listen, we have nothing but time. We're in quarantine. So take it day by day. Write down the things that you want to fix and change it. No time clock, no pressure, anything. Do it on your own time. Period. Next one. What age is too young to be having kids or getting married? This is so, I don't like this question because I have a lot of friends that have kids right now. I have a lot of friends that, well, not a lot, but I have a few friends that are basically engaged or, you know, about to get married, and they're the same age as me, if not younger. Honestly, I am kind of like the oldest in my friend group, and I'm 24 years old. And what I look at it like this, back in the day, probably like high school, I used to always be like, you know, I want to get married at 25. You know, I want to have kids by 27.
Hey. Oh, okay. Oh, you crazy.
I am. And then I get older, and then the bills start to hit, and I get more stressed, and I get in a relationship, and I'm like, nah, I'm not ready. I'm not ready, because I see a lot of people struggle, and I am struggling myself, okay? Like, I can barely take care of myself, no cap. So for me to even think about having a kid right now, it's not in the plans. Like, not right now. Like, I really honestly want to be in my 30s before I have kids, if I'm being honest. But that's not me knocking anybody who has kids right now. Listen, everybody makes it work. And if I was to have a kid right now, I would make it work. So I don't really have no opinion on it, rather than it's your life, so, you know, do you. I personally wouldn't want to have a kid at this age, just because there's so much more life to live. But at the same token, kids should never be able to stop what you have going for yourself. So it's just all about a balance. If you could be able to balance, you know, do it. So I don't really have an age cap for it. I just feel like just mentally prepare yourself for it, and I feel like anybody can. All right. Should you let your partner know if you aren't getting pleased sexually?
And
Yes, yes, yes. I think it will be doing yourself a disservice if you don't let your partner know, if you don't have that communication with your partner, because then it's like, all right, now that person is getting they're enjoying it and they're getting their nut off. Meanwhile, you're just taking it and you're not fully getting pleased. So it's kind of like, you know, you want to be for both of us to get pleased. So definitely communicate. It's just all about how you go about communicating too. Like, you know, don't make the other person feel like they ain't shit or their sex game is whack, you know. Also, things to make yourself more pleased, try to spice it up in the bedroom, you know. Spice it up in the bedroom, give a little longer foreplay, include things into the sex. That also is how you could get pleased. So definitely communicate with your partner, because then it will be a one-sided type of thing and nobody wants that. Next is, well, speaking of sex, so the next one is it valid to use sex toys? Well, what is my thoughts on sex toys, basically? My thoughts on sex toys is it's the mother freaking bomb. I just got introduced to sex toys like last year.
Oh, really?
And it's a fun time, ladies and gentlemen. It is a fun time. So yeah, I definitely encourage everybody to use a sex toy once in their life, especially incorporate it into your sex with your partner. It's fun. I think you get a little bit more aroused as well. Like, it's just something about it, you know. It's just, ooh. So yeah, that's my thought on sex toys. A1, I would definitely kind of like look for more and shop for more, you know. Open up the horizon of sex, you know. And then another question that has to do with sex is, do you want is it okay to masturbate during sex? Yeah, I think it is. Like, why not? It's nothing against the partner that you're having sex with. I just think it's a little bit more, it stimulates you a little bit more, you know? And then it kind of also, like, turns your partner on when you're doing it. And, yes. So, yeah, masturbate during sex. Why not? Get down and nasty and wetty and all that stuff. Alright, next question. We're going off for the sex topic for a little bit. And it goes on to ask, how to make friends when you are an introvert? Now, I have a few friends that are introverted. They are not as extroverted as me. And what I would say to that is just go outside your comfort zone. Period. Like, I guess for this situation right now, since we're in quarantine and, you know, you really can't go out to networking events or the bars and stuff like that and make friends, I would say hit people up on social media. That's, like, a cool way to make friends. Like, I have seen people that, like, for instance, I have seen people whose page looks really dope and really, like, kind of speaks to me. And I'd be like, oh, like, she looks so dope. Like, I would love to have her as a friend. Like, she looks so chill. And I have literally hit people up, added them and hit people up. Like, hey, let's get to know each other. Let's chill and shit like that. And it works, you know? So I would just say go look on social media, see who piques your interest, see who is someone that you would chill with outside the house, and shoot your shot in that way. So social media is literally lit for everything. So use social media to make friends. Next question. How to stay motivated during quarantine? Now this is something that I also kind of struggle with myself. So the only thing that I can say that has been working for me is keep pushing. Like, you kind of like have to make a plan. I'm not a person who writes things out and follows them. I'm kind of like, I have it in my head that I'm gonna do it and do it. So yeah, if you're a writer, I would write out a plan of what you want to do for the week. So a small time goals of what you want to accomplish and execute for the week, and really push yourself to do it. Now, if it's working out, if it's creating content, if it's learning a new recipe, any of those things, like, you literally just have to put your mind to it. And the mind is the brain is the strongest muscle in the body.
You're so dumb.
The brain is a
You
muscle.
are really dumb.
I hope. But yeah, the brain is the strongest muscle in the body. So use that to your advantage. You ain't doing nothing else. You know what I mean? Like, literally just focus. Tell yourself, this is what I want out of life, and execute it. Because that also kind of like opens the book for like long-term goals, or it also opens the gate into finding things that you like or don't like, and you can put your own spin on it and things like that. So that's how I would stay motivated during quarantine, and just tell myself, this is what I'm gonna do for this day, and so forth and so forth, and just really pushing myself to it. Even if you don't feel like getting out the bed, literally force yourself to get out of bed, because other than that, we're gonna freaking lay on the freaking bed like a slump potato, and we're gonna come out this quarantine with nothing that benefited us. And I understand there's a lot of things going on with the Black Lives Matter movement, and just racism going on, and just overall the pandemic. It's a lot going on. So obviously, schedule some me time as well, because you need it at this day of age. It's just a lot going on, and it can really mess with your mental. So also just take some time to be to yourself. Smoke a little spliff. Give yourself a nice little bath, face mask, hair mask. Like, really just take this time and really figure out who do you want to be and who you are as a person. How to make money during quarantine. Okay, so there's unemployment. For one, I know there's like kind of an issue with it now, because millions of people are applying to it, and it's a little harder. So if the unemployment situation doesn't work, I would suggest, because a lot of things aren't open, I would suggest kind of like filling out for essential worker things. So grocery stores are always hiring right now. There's a few restaurants that's doing curbside pickup that you can work at, and it's gonna be minimum hours. Obviously, it's gonna be part-time hours, but as long as you got a little check coming in, it's better than nothing. You also do Uber Eats, where you could control your schedule. Uber Eats, what's the other one? Postmates, you can, Uber, like, you can do a lot of things that kind of like, you can set your own schedule and do it when you want to do it. So those are just some options for you to get money. So hustle. This is the time in quarantine to learn the tricks of the trade when it comes to hustling and branding and doing your own business and things like that. So definitely, honestly, that's my number one suggestion, is definitely to work for yourself and find something that you're good at and profit off of it. So those are my little tips of making money during this quarantine. How do you shoot your shot during quarantine? You guys are worried about the wrong things. I'm not gonna hold you, because this was a guy who sent this, and I just feel like y'all worrying about the wrong things. You wanna like, why are you worrying about shooting your shot in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of our brothers and sisters getting murdered? I just don't understand why people are worried about that. But if you must feel like you want to know how to shoot your shot, come in the DMs correctly. Don't be on some corny stuff trying to give me a pickup line. I'm not having it. Don't try to come into the DMs like kind of being sexual, or like only looking at my sexual assets and pointing that out. That's whack. Like, come in there real like smooth and suave, like perfect. Like, hey, there's a lot of things going on in the world today, and how are you today? You know, I see that you've been posting things. How are you? You know, things like that will like get a person to be like, okay, I can kind of indulge in it. Because I don't know, for me, I feel like women don't like when it's obvious that the person is shooting their shot. I'd rather it come off way more natural and way more comfortable, and like it turns into it's a conversation first before you try to shoot your shot. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like starting a conversation is good to shoot your shot, but it has to be a little bit like you have to cater to my brain in order for you to shoot a shot. I should say for females, because a lot of girls don't like the corny stuff that y'all men pop up to the DMs with. Like, it's like y'all just come in with the agenda of just wanna having sex. Like, that's how it comes off all the time. It doesn't come off genuine, like you want to get to know the person. So that's how I would say. Even if your end goal is to only have sex, at least play it off. You know what I mean? Like, at least try to swindle it to make it seem like, you know, you interested in the person other than just their cootie cat. Hello, guys. Y'all not smart. Y'all dumb. Like, and that's why y'all shots be bricking. Period. Next question. Good skincare routine. So I actually did a skincare routine, a basic skincare routine in my previous video. I'll put the link down below so you can check that out. But usually what I do is I do a nice charcoal mask once or twice a week. But on a daily situation, I use Biore exfoliator. Yeah. And I'll just put all the type of things that I use down below, because I really don't feel like explaining, and I can't even think off the top of my head everything. So get into the skincare routine. I will drop everything down below. I got y'all. Okay, next question. Best way to move on from your ex. Sorry, these questions is like kind of all over the place. It doesn't have any structure, but it was just too much to kind of categorize them. So, but best way to move on from your ex. Okay, so everybody goes through this. You know, everybody wants to know how to move on from an ex. So the best way to move on from an ex is to boss the F up. Period. Just focus on you. Do things that make you happy. Do things that you lacked on and didn't put much time into while you was in a relationship. This is the time where you really focus all in yourself. Like, a prime example of me, when I was going through a breakup, I was in college and I always wanted to join a sorority. So, but I never really pushed myself to join a sorority, and I was, you know, so focused into a relationship and trying to make long distance work and everything like that. So when the relationship ended, I was like, okay, this is my time, you know. So I joined a sorority full of bomb-ass women, and it became a family, and it kind of made me kind of forget that I was even going through a breakup. So, you know, indulge yourself and surround yourself with people who love you. Go out and enjoy new things. Go out and enjoy new people. Just do things that you just normally wouldn't do because you're so hung up or always chilling with your ex-significant other. You know, that's what I would recommend. And also, kind of it's always cool to learn a new trade. It's always cool to learn a new hobby. Tap into that, you know. Tap into a skill, you know. Make yourself an asset so that you don't have to work for somebody else. You're working for yourself, and others will work for you. Period. Best way to boss up from a F-boy or F-girl ex. How to deal with haters / non-supporters. This is the worst. I really hate it. But I have came to terms with, honestly, people are not really going to support you the way that you want to be supported, or the way you will support them, until you blow up. You know what I mean? Or until, like, your name is attached to something of status. Other than that, people don't really put their time and their effort into really supporting you, which I never really understood, because, you know, it's just a click. You know, it's just, you know, 10-15 minutes of your time. You know what I mean? Don't let that kind of like stop you from doing your grind and doing things that you love, because guess what? There's always that one person that's watching. And honestly, that one person can turn into thousands of people. That one person can make or break you into doing something. That one person can know people that can put you on to something. You know what I mean? So I would say ignore the haters or ignore the non-supporters, because at the end of the day, you're doing this for yourself. You're doing it because this is something that you like, and it's because something that you love. And you're not doing it for, I mean, of course you will love the satisfaction of people watching it and people giving their input, but at the end of the day, it's for you. And at the end of the day, those people are not putting money in your pocket. So I wouldn't really stress about it too much. And it's always about kind of like protecting your energy, not getting upset about things that you cannot control. Moral of the story is, that's how I would deal with non-supporters. I would just ignore them and just keep perfecting your craft, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. How to get a guy to leave you alone after you told him that you aren't interested. Listen, y'all, I understand this so well. It's so freaking annoying. I kid you not. It's so annoying. I have had people who would just keep picking and picking and picking. Like, I would literally leave people on scene. You know what I mean? Or I will give people one-word answers or respond with the K. And they'll just keep coming and keep coming. And I'm just like, are you not getting the hints? So, the block button is strong. You feel me? So, that's what I would do. Block. And that's just it. Block them. Because other than that, they're just going to keep going and going and going. And that's annoying. Like, if you're not getting the hint, buddy, I don't know what to tell you. You're just acting a little slow. You're acting a little delayed. And I cannot help you with that delay. Like, how do you handle being rejected? I wasn't sure if this was, like, how do you, like, as far as, like, being rejected when you're trying to shoot your shot, or being rejected, like, at a job or anything like that. So I guess I'll just answer both. The way that I would handle getting rejected from a person, because, you know, back in the jiggy, I used to shoot my shot. Sometimes I used to be corny. Sometimes I used to be real sexy with it. And sometimes I just used to just be regular and just start a conversation. And sometimes I was not scoring any buckets. The way I handle that is be like, you know, remind myself that I'm still that bitch. And keep it pushing. Because, you know, somebody's going to like you. Somebody is going to not reject you. So I would just take it with a grain of salt and just move on to the next one. Same thing with a job. There might be a job that you're itching to get and you got an interview for it and you get rejected and things like that. There's always, that job just wasn't for you. Or maybe it wasn't for you at that point in time. Doesn't mean that you can't get it later. Doesn't mean that you can't get something better later. You know what I mean? So I think everything happens for a reason. And if you're getting rejected from a place or a person, that just wasn't in the cards for you right now. I will always just look towards the future and know that there's something waiting at the end of the rainbow. Next question. How do you build your relationship with God? I think that's such a good question. That's a really good question. I'm currently learning and trying and practicing my relationship with God. But I guess the best thing I would say is prayer. Prayer. Have a conversation with Him, you know. God always listens, to be honest. He really does. And He comes through when you least expect it. That is not what people just say. That's things that's really true. Like, I have felt that. I have literally had it happen to me. I'm like, yo, that was God right there. That was Him. He did that for me. So what I would do is, like I said, just literally, because at the end of the day, God knows your heart. You know what I mean? So I would just always just have a conversation with Him. It doesn't matter any time of the day. Just have that conversation with Him. He's always there. No one else is there. He's there. Period. How do you realize your worth? Sadly, a lot of people don't realize their worth until, like, something bad happens, and then, like, they feel like they have to kind of, like, realize who they are. And it sucks that, especially with females too, especially with women, I really see that happen when they're going through a breakup. Like, I feel like someone breaks their heart and then they feel like crap inside. Like, they always question themselves, and they question their worth as if, like, what did I do? Why does he not want me? Or why does she not want me? And I don't think it ever has to get that way. Like, that's so whack. And I've been on that end as well, and it is not a cool feeling. So the way that I feel like you should realize your worth is saying positive affirmations every day. Literally. Like, if you watch Insecure and she talks in the mirror and she raps, making herself, like, kind of amping herself up for the next journey that she's about to do or embark on, that works.
Great. What you gonna ask him? Who's gonna get that dick? You. You gonna walk in there, you gonna say, pull down your motherfucking pants and show me what the fuck you got. And they're gonna say, ready. You ready to get fucked? Fired, just like this pussy. Oh, I look good in a pattern? I think this is African. You like it? Now come get this African pussy. Just right.
Yeah, I have tried it. It works. Like, it literally makes you feel like unstoppable. Like, you are that girl. You are that bitch. You know? So, positive affirmations, writing it down, being around positive people, you know, your bros, your girls that know your worth and could kind of help you see it. It's also good as well because, you know, sometimes others see you better than you see yourself. So having those positive people around you that you call your friends also help. When and how did you lose your virginity? So I guess this is going to be like a story time. So, how did I lose my virginity and when? Okay, so I lost my virginity freshman year of college. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I waited until college to lose my virginity. And I really lost my virginity the third day of freshman year in college. Yeah, like that's when I lost it, I should say. And how I lost it is he was being real. Okay, when I was in freshman year of college, I was pretty corny. I used to tell my little jokes. I used to have a little bow in my hair and be all like real girly. So I was kind of telling my jokes to my newfound friends that I found in EOP and some people that I found like the first day of college. And we used to all hanging. I'm telling my jokes. We're all vibing and stuff. And he is the only person that is interested in my jokes and is laughing at my jokes. Meanwhile, everybody's like, you're corny, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? So I was intrigued by that. And I was like, oh, so you like my little jokes, don't ya? And then that just led to something. And he was kind of complimenting me and he was just giving me attention and was being corny with me and laughing at my stuff and making me laugh. So, you know, the first, he tried it on the first day. I'm not gonna hold you. He tried it on the first day, but I was like, no, I'm a lady. You can't do that to me. No. I cannot do it on the first time I met you. Can't do it. So I was like, just respect my morals. He respected it, you know, he gave me a kiss, whatever. I left. Then it was like day 3 or whatever. And then I was like, fuck. So I chilled with him in his room, which is a setup. I should have freaking known, because college boys ain't no good. He's setting you up. But anyway, went to his room, and one thing led to another. And I'm happy that he didn't, like, try it as soon as I went to his room. I can appreciate that. You know, we had a little conversation first, you know. I looked a nipple on the neck. One thing led to another. And that's what happened. So how I did it was definitely doggy style. And he ain't shit. Because I told him that, listen, I am a virgin. So I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what positions is valid for the first time. Why he didn't want to believe me? He didn't believe I was a virgin because I just looked good, you know, period. So, and I was thick and all that. So, you know, he was just very surprised that I was a virgin. Like, he was not trying to believe me. And I didn't really know you wasn't supposed to do that. So I'm here taking it and I'm like, it was hurting me. And I was stiff as hell. Like, it was no arch. It was nothing like that. So I'm not gonna hold you. My first time, I feel like it was not up to par because I didn't know what I was doing, and he was just trying to fuck because he thought, like, I guess like I was just some tree show, some thought, and he was just trying to fuck, and he was just not like catering to my innocence. So it was just not vibing right. Later down in that semester, baby, ooh, we got it together and we was wilding like animals. But that's what I'm gonna say to that. So yes, that's how I lost my virginity and how and when I lost my virginity. Next question: is it okay to have high standards? I feel like it's okay to it's okay to have high standards, but also humble yourself. Like, I'm not saying settle, but don't also like expect you to be pulling up in like these expensive ass cars and expecting to get taken out on like freaking expensive ass dinner dates all the time and expecting your dates to be like fucking $500 each date and stuff like that. Like, but I think it's, you know, have a balance. Understand that, especially if you're dating at this day of age, like, you know, and you're in your early 20s and stuff like that, understand that everybody is getting it like how you getting it. Everyone's struggling. Everyone is kind of like learning themselves and getting to know themselves. So kind of be understanding towards that, but also don't settle and get like nothing. You know what I mean? Like, understand what you bring to the table and make sure that person matches that energy. How do you thrive in the society that we're in today, being a black woman? Okay, so I will say this: black women are very, very, very unappreciated. Rather it's in the workplace, rather it's in the home, rather it's in a relationship. You know, we're kind of like on the bottom of the totem pole altogether, you know, and that's whack. Like, so what I would say is make your voice heard. I know a lot of people kind of paint this picture and the stereotype of the loud, black, angry woman. And guess what? We're loud and angry because we have a lot to be loud and angry for. You know what I mean? Like, we don't get a lot, you know, so, and when we do, and we give a lot and not get a lot. So the way I would say to thrive being a black woman in this society is just to be yourself, you know, and make your voice heard. Rather, like I said, it's in the workplace, a relationship, the household. Regardless, make your voice heard. That's the only way you will thrive. You will not thrive being in the back seat, taking whatever society gives you. I'm gonna let you know that now. We have to work 3 times harder. You know, like, not only because of the color of the skin, but because of us being a woman. They don't think we could do a lot of things, and we have to show them that we can do it, and we're gonna be loud and proud doing it. Period. So be yourself and make sure you're heard. That's how you thrive being a black woman in today's society. Be up there with the table. Be up there in the table where the white men are at and the black men are at and everybody else is at. You wanna sit at that table, so make sure you're gonna sit at that table. What are your go-to black-owned hair products? I just realized a lot of products that I have been using for my natural hair isn't even black owned. Like, oh my god, like, let me show y'all, like, oh my god, I was so shocked. I was like, no way. It was a few of them now. It was like, how is this not black owned? Okay, so Cantu is not black owned, and I didn't know that, and I be using Cantu from time to time, so that's clipped. African's Best. You would think with the name African in it, it would be black owned, but it's not black owned. Dark and Lovely, not black owned. Jam is not black owned. Carol's Daughters is not black owned. Eco Style, Dr. Miracle, Cream of Nature, all of those things that I have been using is not even black owned, and I was so freaking shocked. Like, how dare the white people profit off of us, and they don't even know what the fuck to do with our hair? You're kidding me. So what I have been doing is I've just been doing some research, and I've honestly been using some black-owned products. So I took the liberty of looking up some black hair products And some of them are Miss Jessie's, Naturalicious, Soultanicals, Uncle Funky's, which I just bought some Uncle Funky's. So when I take out my dreads, I'm going to try it because it was expensive. That's one thing about natural hair products, and especially black owned products, because it's such, it caters to such a specific hair. It's so freaking expensive. Yeah, so Shea Moisture on Jackie's. Curls is a bomb, y'all. Curls is bomb. I'll give them that, yes. Honey Baby's Naturals. Those are just some of the black-owned products that you guys should try. Once again, I'll put that in the description link as well, just so you can kind of click, see some other videos, see if it'll cater to your hair. So, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my Q&A for you guys today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I hope you guys liked the video. Hope it made you laugh. If it did, press a little thumbs up. You know, don't hate and press the thumbs down, because then you'll just be a hater and nobody likes that. Share. And thank you for watching Let's Talk About It with your girl, Casey Marie. See y'all later.